Yeah, Cathaoirleach, it seems like another week, another scandal and of outrageous proportions, and one that everyone in this House will speak about and will demand action of one kind or another. But I think it's a reflection on the system itself. I want to agree with Deputy Karen Nolan when she said that the state is broken. And it is true. The administration of this state is broken, and in particularly the administration of the HSE. And we have to come to a point in this House where we agree that it has to be reformed, where the 1926 Act and the other amending acts associated with the Ministers and Secretaries Act, that has to be reformed. Because in your statement, Minister, you went down through the vast amounts of money that have been allocated to the HSE for all sorts of purposes. And yet we have all of these issues that have emerged during the course of time and that show the system in complete disarray. So I won't ask the Minister tonight what she's going to do about it. She's done it. She's allocated the money. I'm going to ask the Secretary-General of the Department of Health. I'm going to ask all of the HSE managers, what are you doing about it? How much of this happens on your watch? Don't give me the excuse that we can't get professionals to come in, because that's a lame excuse. Managers that are good and decent and being paid well don't put forward that excuse. They plan ahead, they have a strategy, they know the issue that they're dealing with, and they respond. So in every single CAMS area, and I can speak for Kilkenny and Carlow, there is a crisis. Young people not being afforded the services that have been demanded for them. Then you have the community groups, the not-for-profits, being funded to step in where the HSE has failed. Because if it was successful, then you would not have the likes of Jock Tom filling the gap, providing the services. How can you tell someone that's on a waiting list for a mental health disorder that it'll take a few months or a year? That's what's happening. And those that are in management positions are looking on. In the DOP in Kilkenny, the Department of Psychiatry, it is simply not fit for purpose. And in there is excessive amounts of drugs being administered to those that are patients, unfortunate enough to be there. And when they're released into the community, there is no support for them. None. Autistic children of an age, teenagers, lying on the couch, one of them, for 28 months in his own home because he couldn't get services. Other services not withdrawn by the HSE, but poorly funded and poorly managed. One allocation of 54,000 to supports for a child with autism not being fulfilled. Where's the 54,000 going? What is the case manager doing? What is the manager within the region doing? I have a good colleague, Councillor Joe Malone, who intervenes with families and helps them. But he doesn't go to the HSE, he goes to Jock Tom and other organisations like that to get the support that's needed. The state should be ashamed of itself. Those people that hold these positions of management, responsibility and obligation, they should be ashamed of themselves. They're getting the money from government. They have the policies in place. Why are they not delivering? Why is someone not coming forward and telling us that the DOP in Kilkenny is simply not fit for purpose and we need to replace it with a modern state-of-the-art building? Why are we not planning ahead? Because other speakers have said it. There will be a tsunami of health issues with our young people and those that have been affected by COVID, heaped upon the top of all of those that have been affected by the financial crash, the loss of their home, the breakup of their families. And meanwhile, we articulate all of that here. Minister Butler is doing her best, but what are the rest of them doing? Why is it that you can't name someone in the House? and say, you are responsible for this area and this is what you should be doing. Shame on you. If you can't do your job, then get out of the system. Pass it over to somebody that can do it. Let's have a recruitment drive. Let's change the 1926 Act. Let's have a plan for that DOP in Kilkenny that I'm talking about. Let's help our young people to help themselves. They're quite capable of doing that. So I would ask, Minister, that you would turn up the heat on the department, that you would insist on the best paid Secretary General in the system finding out what exactly is going on and what can be done about it. And I think that we have to deal with the community issues that, where we lack the services. We have to put those in place. And we have to put action to our words in this House, or we're never going to get real results. And I'll finish on this, Cathaoirleach. In the private hospital, it is also true that if you go in there as a young person, you're likely to be stuffed with drugs and locked up from one end of the day to the other. And I know of a case where they didn't even see the person that they were under, the psychologist or whatever that they were under that were looking after them. But yet they were there for 3 months at a cost of nearly €45,000 a month, and all they got out of it was drugs. They were saved by the community in their own county. Where is the management in our system? So please, Minister, it is a health issue. It is not a financial issue. It is a management issue. And let's root out those that are not managing, and let's get down to the real brass tacks of supporting community initiatives, supporting good management, and that in turn will support the young people that we're all talking about here and others.
Thanks, Deputy.